Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I am driving a 2021 BMW X5 e45, which is a petrol plug-in hybrid BMW and is one of the most popular plug-in hybrid SUVs on the road. And when you drive this thing, you realize why. It is absolutely luxurious. It is confident on the road. It is a joy to drive. This car has 394 brake horsepower, and that is coming from a 3-litre straight-six petrol engine, which is turbocharged, and that's coupled with a 82 kilowatt electric motor, which accounts for about 112 horsepower. And the range of that motor is good for about between 68 and 88 kilometers. And the most I've seen at this time of year, which is pretty good, is 80 kilometers. The change between fuel and petrol is absolutely seamless. You would not even know the difference unless you're a bit of a petrol head like me and you'd put the windows down and put your foot down, and then straight away you'll notice that it comes out of electric and into petrol. It really is a joy to drive. It's got an 8-speed automatic gearbox with Tiptronic here, paddles on the back of the steering wheel, and for some reason BMW is officially calling that manumatic, probably because you can control it manually and you can control it automatically using the paddles. This car is 4-wheel drive, which I suppose to many might seem like stating the obvious, but the last BMW SUV that I drove was an iX3, and that was only 2-wheel drive. So this is full-time 4-wheel drive. It has hill descent control in the gear area, and we'll go through that in more detail. But it also has air suspension. So if you stick this car into sports mode, you can set it up that it drops to improve the road holding, and it is absolutely stuck to the road in sports mode. This car has a 0 to 60 of about 6.6 seconds. For a 2.5 ton SUV, that is absolutely remarkable. It'll also tow 2.7 tons with a braked trailer, so there's probably not much that it can't do. So there's basically no compromises as a result of the addition of the plug-in motor. This car is big. One of the criticisms of it is actually how it has got bigger and bigger over the years. This car is nearly 5 meters long and is just over 2 meters wide. It has 500 litres of boot space without the seats folded, and we'll go through all of that in more detail in a later video. But it is big and it takes getting used to. But the quality of the driving experience is so good. It really is easy to point in the right direction. Although, in driving this for the last couple of days, I've noticed that it's actually wider than most car parking spaces. So I can't even imagine what Range Rover Vogue drivers experience or Land Rover Defender drivers experience, because, you know, not being able to park these things would be a problem. So I think if it was any bigger, it would be an actual problem. But right now, it is just absolutely sublime to drive. In terms of the interior, it is absolutely luxurious. There's a couple of really cool features. The interior, when you turn on the heated seats, the center armrest and your armrest on the right hand side of the door, they both heat up along with the heated seats, which is a nice touch. Of course, you have a fully heated and fully electrically adjustable steering wheel, which is should be pretty standard of a car of this type. In terms of the drive options, and we'll have another video on more detail on that, but you have a number of, the car is very clever. So if you put your destination into the sat-nav and you have electric range in your battery, the car will work out exactly how much spread you need to keep the battery for your entire journey. It's very, very clever. There's also a battery mode which will allow you to basically keep battery. So if you can have the option that if you're driving to a destination and it's 100 kilometers away, you can choose to keep your battery at 50% at your destination, so that if you're driving around the city, that you've kept the battery. So basically you can conserve the battery level at whatever you want on any journey that you're on. Obviously there's hybrid mode, which is standard. So you've adaptive, you've battery, you've hybrid, which is standard, which just mixes the battery with the petrol. Then you've full electric mode, which is obviously just full electric. And then you also have sports mode, which turns this thing into an absolute monster. It lowers itself, revs up to about 6,000 revs, and when you put your foot to the floor in sports mode, you can hear this thing roar. And it is absolutely, it's an experience. It's just so nice to experience a car which has the most advanced tech in electric, to also have a nice traditional revving petrol engine, which is turbocharged. You can even hear the turbo when you do that. And again, we'll get to that in the future. So guys, look, this is the first video. If you've liked it, feel free to like, and we'll have more videos on this particular car in the future. Until next time, thank you. Oh yeah, please subscribe.